Hello people, Seku-Senpai here, and here's the fall 2018 anime live chart. Now, I have gone through thick and thin to try and record this video, but I keep running into problem after problem. It records, and then I did forget to click record. It records, but there's no video. I record, but then there's no audio. So I'm doing this how I always used to do it, instead of relying on screen recorders that I just bought and I'm trying to use. But, yeah, so, let's do this. Okay, starting this off, we got Akinasasu Shoujo, by Dandelion Animation and Jumonji Studio. From what I remember, this one was about girls, a club called the Crystal Radio Club, and there's like a certain ritual that they can perform, but it's considered an urban legend, and when they try it, is not so urban legend as they can perceive it to be. It was like they traveled to another parallel universe where actually our main character, the girl over here with her little ear thing, saw another version of herself who told her to leave and not come back. So I see that they're going to be going back and forth, maybe between dimensions, or they might be colliding somehow. Maybe each time they go through, and they could communicate to other dimensions through radio wave. Through radio transmission, or maybe radio waves. Next, we got That Time I Got Reincarnated as Slime. Action, adventure, comedy, drama, fantasy, seen by 8-Bit Studio, coming out October 1st. Oh yeah, this one's also coming out October 1st. Both of them are on a Monday. This one is based off of a light novel. And it's about this guy, 37-year-old guy, stuck at a dead-end job, and he's unhappy with mundane life. And one day he gets killed by robbers. This guy, and he gets reincarnated as a slime being. And what interested me about that was that he isn't being put into another world as like a human being, but he's a slime ball. He doesn't transform into slime. He is slime. So that was pretty cool to see. They have some cool action sequences I saw in the trailer as well, or preview, whichever you call it. It's based off a light novel by 8-Bit Studio. Next we got Jinja's Wife, comedy, fantasy, slice of life. Each episode's gonna be 5 minutes. Coming October 2nd, a Tuesday. It's based off a 4-panel manga. It's short form. This guy is a former high school student, normal high school student, so one day he is told that he has to become the wife of a mysterious creature called Kane-no-go. So he's going to transform into a woman. I think that's a typo. He's going to get a wife who is a mysterious creature, or maybe I could be wrong. Moving on, Run with the Wind by Production IG Drama and Sports. This one's about Tokyo Hakone Round Trip College. Oh, it's a college. I thought these were high schoolers. Okay. One of the biggest university marathon relay races in Japan. The race is held every year on January 2nd to 3rd and goes between Tokyo and Hakone and back for a total run of nearly 217.9 kilometers. How many miles is that? Dang, that's a lot of miles. Anyways, this one's based off a novel. When I was looking at the trailer, I was like, yo, this kind of reminds me of a Kuroko no Basket feel, and by Production IG, the same studio that did Kuroko no Basket. I should have said this in the beginning, but unfortunately, given my schedule, I'll be able to do recordings on Tuesdays and Fridays, and some Saturdays, Fridays, definitely. Tuesdays, I might be able to get to, I'll see, but Fridays, I know for sure, and Saturdays, depending on the time, I won't as well. So I may not have this one on my channel to react to, but I might have it for a review. So next one is Ray Ride the Derrida, Who Leaps Through Time, action, drama, sci-fi. It takes place in 2015, and there's this engineer who makes contribution to this machine. I'm going to skim through this and try to explain it. His colleague discovers a flaw and warns the boss, but they're ignored. Oh, they're aware of the danger, but reluctantly decide to put off taking any measures. Instead, go to this person's daughter's birthday party. The next day, after enjoying a peaceful day, is suddenly attacked by unknown forces. Dora falls into a cold sleep machine, and 10 years later, he wakes up and devastated. Oh, so he time travels almost. So he's trying to find this girl when he's in the future, 10 years into the future, inside this dystopian future. Okay. This comes out October 3rd. It's a Wednesday. By Geek Toys. So someone's already checked out the first 2 episodes. It premiered at Crunchyroll Expo, and that was beginning of this month. So I guess you guys could check out some reviews on that if you want. See how that was. But I'm curious to see about this time travel stuff, what this machine is. Moving on, the young pig rascal isn't dreaming of a bunny girl underclassman. That is a mouthful. It's romantic comedy, school, Cloverworks, coming October 3rd, Wednesday, based off a light novel. And this one centers around the rumor about mysterious phenomenon called puberty syndrome. For example, this girl, high school student, suddenly sees a bunny girl appear in front of him. This person is his upperclassman. And it's kind of like, they also, some anime, they call it high school syndrome or middle school syndrome or chunabiyu, as I think that's the term for it, not the show. I don't know how to explain it well, but it's kind of like when you don't know your form of identity. You're trying to find identity in something because you're growing up. And from what I've seen in some anime, they put on like this persona, like there's some magician or some magical being or some demon caster. In this case, we have some girl who cosplays as a bunny girl, someone else who thinks that they're an actress, and some other crazy stuff. So I'm curious to check this out, and maybe it has to deal with them trying to grow up and trying to grow into who they want to be in society. It's a romantic comedy, and when I saw the trailer for this, it's like one of those trailers that I was just like, trivial question right now, when was the last romantic comedy I checked out on my channel? First person to comment down below, you get a shout out next video, I guess. Yeah, get to it. Next we have Zombieland Saga by Studio Mappa. There wasn't a synopsis for this, but when I checked out the preview, I originally thought this was like a comedy, horror, action thing, but moving on the trailer, it got more and more darker. And yeah, there's gonna be some comedic moments. I remember there was this guy with glasses or something and he kept singing. That was annoying. But hope he dies. This is an original, by the way. And I guess that there's a zombie apocalypse that breaks out from our main characters, this girl, her happy everyday life, and you know, they gotta survive it. It comes out October 4th. That is a Thursday. By Studio Mappa. They're also doing Banana Fish, as you already know. Will I do 2 shows in one day? I tried doing that a while back. I'll see, though. Miss Vampire lives in my neighborhood. There's some girl named Amano who is saved by a strange agent by a vampire girl named Sophie Twilight, and has been interested ever since then. She eventually goes to her house and decides to live with her. So she got like a vampire fetish or something. It's based on a 4-panel manga. It's comedy slice of life. This is probably one I watched on my own. Moving on, we got Bloom Into You coming out October 5th. That is a Friday. This one is a Yuri manga, based off of a Yuri manga, and it's a Yuri anime. I find it funny that we started this year off with Citrus, and now we're ending this year with Bloom Into You. We start the year with Yuri, we end the year with Yuri. And there's like this girl who's interested in shoujo manga, but then when a guy confesses to her, she's like, I didn't feel nothing. When she enters high school and unsure how to respond to her feelings about other people, and she sees a beautiful student council president, someone confesses to someone, I forget who is who, their romance begins. So yeah, you know, we got this Yuri on the channel. You know, I haven't seen any romantic anime for a while, so I really want to see some romance. We got A Certain Magical Index season 3. I have not checked out the preview for this one yet. I'm still at season 1. I only checked out the first 3 episodes like back in high school, like many years ago, back when I was a sophomore. And I never got back into it, so I want to check it out even more. I know it's good from what I recall. Next one we got Hinomaru Zumo. This one's a sumo wrestling sports anime. Yeah, it's about this guy who joins the club and usually when the small sumo club begins. Oh! So it's about a small sumo wrestling team, and they grow, and they're trying to go compete against bigger groups. Okay, so they're trying to reach a professional rank. Okay, so that makes more sense to the story. I thought it was just like, obviously there's gonna be some competition. I mean, sports. So yeah, so I wanted to check this out, see more to what meets the eyes to sumo wrestling, because when I think about sumo wrestling, I think of just 2 big guys pushing each other. trying to get past the rope. But I guess there's more techniques involved. Obviously, there's technique to every sport, or to every art. Check this one out. The trailer has some good animation. So, next. So here we got Our Maid is Way Too Annoying by Doga Kopa. Comedy slice of life is based off of a manga. I'm having lots of memory at a young age. Misha Takanashi, a second grader with Russian blood, now lives with her Japanese father. Tsubame Komoi, formerly a self-defense force officer, comes to the Takanashi household as a housekeeper. That's a big drastic change of careers. This is a home comedy where Komoi, a hardcore lolicon, attempts to get in. How did she get into like special forces? What, she wanted to protect lolis worldwide? Like, attempts to get near Mashi as he tries to fight against her. Okay, so like a Tom and Jerry show. Yes, by Doga Kobo. I look forward to this one. This one looks like it's gonna be a good, funny show. Moving on, we got Boarding School Juliet by Linden Films. It's action, comedy, romance, school, shonen. It's gonna be 12 episodes, coming out October 5th, a Friday. To Love or Not to Love. So this one is basically like a Romeo and Juliet anime, except it's going to be divided by dormitories. Like, you know, like in the originals, they had the Capulets and the other group. However, they had the two groups, the two families. Over here, they got the two dormitories, the black dogs and the white cats. Both factions are dead set on defeating the other to gain control over the island they have to share. Oh! The island that's in the dorms? The school? Okay. But then, you know, two characters from each side, they fall in love with each other. It's Romeo and Juliet. Unrequited love, almost. Star-crossed lovers, that's the term I meant to use. Will they both die in the end for their love? That'd be kind of dark. It's by Linden Films. Next. So Many Colors in the Future. What a Wonderful World. What's up with this season? And there's like a couple shows that have to do with time travel. This is the third I think I've gone across right now. So, set in the city of Nagasaki, the story takes place in a world where a minuscule amount of magical remains in everyday life. Hitomi Tsukishiro is a 17-year-old descendant of a witch family who grew up with stale emotions. As she lost her sense of color at a very young age, feeling sorry for her granddaughter's future, Kahaku, the Great Witch, sends Hitomi to the past, the year 2018. Through exchanges with her 17-year-old grandmother and her club members, the story follows Hitomi's growth as a person. So, she's going to be meeting up with her grandmother in the past, who's in high school at the time, and in time without as much magic, and learn how to gain emotions, happiness, because she has lived a life with no emotions. This one's by PA Works. I see some drama, so, you know, there's gonna be some sad moments in this one. Moving on, we have Radiant. This one, I know for a fact I want to check out for two reasons. One, because the trailer looked interesting and the story. Number two, this one is based off of a French mangaka, if I'm correct, right? Or is it Polish? One or the other. And which is interesting because it's not every day you come across an anime or manga that is made from someone who's non-Japanese. A foreigner, if you want to say. It's kind of weird saying that. And the story looked interesting. It was like an action, adventure, fantasy. It's about this guy who's a sorcerer from this land, like all wizards. He is an infected, one of the few living beings who survived contact of the Nemesis. Okay, so there's something that happened in the past. His immunity made him to choose a path of being able to move more appropriate, to become a hunter and to fight the Nemesis. Okay. He wants to engage in a quest that's beyond a simple hunt to fight monsters. He wants to find the Radiant. Surrounded by a faction of sorcerers, he travels the world in search of the Radiant. This comes out October 6th. This is a Saturday. It's going to be 21 episodes, which is interesting. Moving on. Why did I say it like that? We got SSS, or Quadruple S, Gridman as I call it, by Trigger Studio. Remember when they announced this and I saw the trailer? It looked really interesting. So it's about this guy who awakens with amnesia and the ability to see things that others cannot. He encounters a gridman in the reflection of his friends Rika. What is the gridman? Rika's friend tells him to remember his calling, but Yuta doesn't understand what this means. Later in the distance, he sees an extremely large monster, but it doesn't move. It's only when Yuta gets to school that the two sightings make sense. A monster attacks, and the hero Yuta saw in the computer screen pulls him within the computer and transforms Yuta into giant hero. So he transforms into Gridman? He transforms into the robot? Or something like that happens. I'm not too sure about it. We'll have to see for ourselves. This comes out on a Saturday. Moving on, we got Sword Art Online Alicization. You know, our guy Kirito, you know, he's in another game, except this time it's a game where AIs, the CPUs are AIs that are very, very human-like. So that was curious about that, and seeing someone's disappeared, something's going on in the game, you know, the same old jazz. And Kirito gets drugged or something in the trailer. I feel like Sword Art Online, in my opinion, is one of those shows that I want to see end, because like I feel like the storyline should have ended a while back. Or maybe as I expected more from the first game of Sword Art Online. But one of those shows that I feel like I want to see like a good conclusion to. Moving on, we got Goblin Slayer. This one looked rad. Like, that's the best way I could describe it. By White Fox, comes out, what day is that? A Saturday. Based on a light novel. A priestess has formed her first adventuring party, but almost immediately they find themselves in distress. But then they're saved by the Goblin Slayer. A man who's dedicated his life to the extermination of all goblins, by any means necessary, I hope. And while the rumors of his feats begin to circulate, there's no telling who might come calling next. Ooh. This guy, the Goblin Slayer, this guy with a helmet, I don't know if we're ever going to get a face reveal or not. Don't tell me if you guys read the light novel. But, this guy is a badass. When you saw the trailer, you see this guy. He got the helmet. He got, what was this? He had a sword or something. And he was like, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. They had the music going on. Something like that. And I was like, yo, I gotta watch this. So, it's by White Fox. Next, we got She's in Love. It takes place between the lives of 4 female protagonists and their love life. Between a high school student, college student, and as working adults. So that was what interested me, seeing the span of romance between characters of different ages and following their different stories, how their stories might somehow collide with one another. We got Release the Spice. This one's by Day Loose. October 6th, a Saturday. It's an original. The series is about a girl named Momo who attends high school at the city of Surasaki. However, she is secretly a member of Tsukikage, an intelligence agency that protects people. As a new member of the agency, she works alongside her colleagues, including her senior Yuki and friends. Together, they work to establish peace in the city. Looking at it, I'm assuming that there must be some supernatural element. When I saw it, I'm not sure if there is. Maybe that's what the spice is. They say release the spice. So the spice gives them a power to help them defend the city, or are they just that cool? They could jump around and stuff. The first 2 episodes premiered at Otakon, so there's some reviews for this out there. Next, we got Ulysses, Jeanne d'Arc, and the Alchemist King. This one's based upon like some origin story on Jeanne d'Arc and some magic involving that, based upon France's 100-Year War with England. So action, fantasy. Maybe she gets transported to another world. Looking at the trailer, there was a lot of action actually, and a lot of kissing. Like, I don't know what the deal is with our main character, and if that girl that he was kissing was Jeanne, and then she has like a yandere mode or something that they showed in the end. So I don't know what to expect from this. So which is why I'm checking it out. We got Anime Yell. When I look at this, I read it as Anime Hell. This one's comedy, school, sports, Doga Kobo, awesome studio. Based off of cheerleading, some girl moves to high school and she becomes fascinated with cheerleading, and she decides to experience cheerleading with a childhood friend. So yeah, I guess this will be a comedy based upon their everyday lives of cheerleading, competing, having fun with cheerleading, and how each member will interact with each other. Moving on, we got I'm Glad I Could Keep Running. You know what? As I get farther down, I don't see some titles I remember. This one is one which someone gets intrigued by voice acting and is curious to see how the world of voice acting is. So he decides to study voice acting, or some girl decides to study voice acting. It's only going to be 4 episodes and 15 minutes per episode, which is why that interested me, because I was like, yo, it's something short. It's only 15 episodes. Let's do this. Conception by Gonzo as well. It's based off of a game. The story of the game revolves around Itsuki Yugi, a high school student who finds out on the day of his graduation ceremony that his cousin and childhood friend Mahiru is pregnant. Dude, what were you doing? Immediately afterwards, Itsuki and Mahiru are taken to a magical world called Grand Vania, which is currently being invaded by monsters. The only people who can fight to exercise the monsters are the Star Children, like Mario. And the Star Children can only be produced by the 12 Shrine Maidens of the Constellations. In order to defeat the monsters and return to his home world, Itsuki must father the Star Children with the Maidens. Oh my gosh. I'm only curious about this because I see that he got his cousin and childhood friend are pregnant. That's the first thing that pops out. I'm like, what the heck? How did that happen? And it sounds like some plot to some hentai. So I want to check this out. Also see what this premise is on this world. They transported to a new world. How's this game for this, by the way? Okay, next we got this one. The one I love this. When I read this title, it reminded me instantly of 2 shows, Iromanga Sensei and Oriamo. And it reminded me of a third thing, but I will not mention that one. But Suzuka Nagami is a beautiful third-year middle school student who has excellent grades and is the student council president. She wrote a novel about a little... Oh yeah, this one was the one in which the brother, he's striving to become a mangaka. No, a light novelist. But then his younger sister, she submits something, and she's the one who wins the contest instead of him. And he's like, what? I guess we're going to see the comedy on that. It says romance as well. Next, we got Leisuke de Karakuri. Masaru Sagi is a 5th grade boy who aims to become a puppeteer. Oh yeah, I remember this. And his father is the CEO of a giant home telephone maker, and his father passes away, and the son he inherited 8 billion yen. That is a lot of money too. Mahiru is targeted for his wealth and is saved by 2 people. Naomi Kaito is a man who has studied kung fu and has a weird illness, and another woman who controls a puppet. So with them, he goes into various conspiracies and those who would try to steal Masaru's fortune. Moving on, we got a Miss Belzebub likes. Merlin lands his dream job with the Demon King. He's always held in awe. Yo, this guy is a fan boy for the Demon King. But when his tenure begins, it turns out that the Demon King isn't quite what he expected. You know, when I was checking out the trailer, what's funny is, whenever it comes to anime, you're the demon, you're the devil. If you haven't seen anime or manga, you think about, like, these horrible beings and these horrible looking creatures and stuff, monsters. But when you look at anime, they turn this stuff around. They make the devil, look, the Demon King is this girl. And everyone here is acting cute. Like, I love it. It has some shonen in here, so I'm guessing there's also going to be some action involved. And every day he's going to be making up to everyday needs, I guess. I guess he expected the Demon King to be more ruling, more cruel. But then he gets to see this persona that is actually, no, I'm just chilling around eating some cake. So, Tsurune Kazamai High School's Archery Club by Kyoto Animation. Now, I heard about this one a while back as well. This one kid, he ran away from the sport, but now he's going back to the sport. So, it's going to be him trying to grow back into the sport and find a love and passion back for the sport again. So, yeah, I look forward to this. There's a lot of sports anime this season, isn't there? Next we got Ingress the Animation. Since he was little, Makoto had a strange power which enabled him to read the memories of objects he touched. That is cool. Hiding his uncontrollable power, he works as a special agent in the police force. One day while investigating an explosion at a laboratory that researches an unknown subject called XM, he sees a mysterious memory. The memory was from Sarah's ring. Who is Sarah? Who was the sole survivor of the accident? What accident? It was the sight of a person being swallowed into a red light and disappearing. Makoto becomes embroiled in a massive conspiracy. Okay. You guys will see a preview for this one. And here's why. 2 reasons. 2 reasons. One, this one's going to be airing on Netflix. Now, if you guys don't know, I've had a bad track record with Netflix anime. Hey, I put something up here from Netflix, they give me like a copyright strike. I am not trying to get no copyright strike. As interesting as the show sounds, I want to check it out. I'll probably have this up here as a review show. Unfortunately, I can't get reaction videos for it unless if I don't have the video up there too. I could do that, but who wants to just look at my face? I mean, moving on, we got Operation Han Yaku say million more Arthur. JC staff, there was no synopsis for this. I forget what this is about. Let me check out the preview. Check this out together. Okay, you know what? No, I don't... What's this about? I don't know about this one if I watch it, but all these choices, I tell you. Anyways, that's all I have to say. This is what shows I plan on checking out for the fall. And yeah, let me know what shows you guys want to watch for the fall. Give me recommendations in the comments. What would you like to see me react to? What would you like to see me review? Maybe a bit of both. What shows do you not want me to react to or not want to see? What shows are you not interested in seeing? I already filtered out the shows I wasn't interested in checking out, so if you guys didn't see a show that you were planning on checking out up here, then sorry. It wasn't my cup of tea. Or at least, hey, who knows? What if there's like good things about something that I didn't put up here, and I might give it a chance. So yeah. If there's something also up here that had a 2nd season that's airing, then it's something that I haven't checked out the 1st season of too. So yeah, anyways, that's the day, week, night, the year. You guys will see me later. You guys will see me on Sunday for Attack on Titan. That's all I have to say. That's the day, week, night, the year. And thank you guys for watching. Peace.